This is the all-new 2020 Shelby Mustang GT500. It sits at the top above GT350, above the Bullet, and above the standard GT as the fastest Mustang money can buy. It's got a supercharged V8 with 760 horsepower. Here to Las Vegas, Nevada, to the Vegas Motor Speedway, where we are going to get to drive it out on the road, on the drag strip, and out on the track. And without further ado, be sure to check the link in the description below to get all of the best deals on the 2020 Ford Shelby Mustang GT500. And now let's go get this beast out on the road. All right, so we are here in the mountains getting to drive the GT500 out on the road for a little bit, and as you can hear, it's real loud and it's real fast. Yeah, that's a bunch of acceleration, so we're gonna try these massive, more than 16-inch Brembo brakes. The rotor is more than 16 inches. I'm gonna go ahead and quiet the car so I can talk a little bit about it because it's quite loud if you don't quiet it. So we have, just like a normal Mustang, you've got tons and tons of drive modes that you can configure. You can change the steering. You've got normal, you've got sport, and you've got comfort steering. So if you're on your way home from work and you want the steering to be a little bit lighter, you can have that as well. You've got two suspension modes. You can have normal or sport. I'm leaving it in normal for now, although we drove here on the highway and sport mode seemed to be pretty comfortable as well. Then you've got your separate exhaust mode, which is down here on one of these cool toggle switches. You already heard how loud track mode can be. I have it right now in quiet mode, which is pretty nice. You can have a nice conversation on the highway in here out on the road. And the steering is light, just like a Mustang, and it drives just like a Mustang, just with a heck of a lot more power. And when I say a heck of a lot, I mean 300 horsepower more than the standard GT, which is absolutely crazy. And that's courtesy of a 5.2 liter supercharged V8 engine. They call it the Predator. Awesome name for an engine. Produces 760 horsepower. Goes out through this Tremec 7-speed dual clutch transmission, which thus far has proven to be incredibly lightning fast. Definitely better than Ford's 10-speed auto in terms of quickness. Works well as an automatic. 0 to 60, you're gonna get under 3.5 seconds. I think Ford's quoting about 3.2 seconds now. You'll do 180 mile an hour top speed, and the quarter mile is gonna take less than 11 seconds, but we are actually gonna go and see how fast this car can do a quarter mile right now. All right, my apologies. I can't turn my head too much in this gear that Ford has us kitted out with. We're about to do a quarter mile drag race with the 2020 Shelby GT500. This car has 760 horsepower. Ford says it should do the quarter mile in under 11 seconds. They just did a run at 11.2. We're going to see if we can crack the 11-second mark with ours. This car, of course, has line lock, which means you push some buttons on the computer and it'll just let you burn up the rear tires to put some heat into them. You can hear another journalist doing that right now. This car is built for drag racing and for track racing, depending on which you prefer doing. So we're about to see how fast it goes down in a straight line. All right, here we go, people. We're about to do a race.
And gas.
So line lock is a little bit difficult to activate. It requires some really specific pushing of the buttons on the steering wheel here. But once you get it, it's real easy to do. Launch control gets this car off the line really quick. I had very little wheel spin there, although we're going to maybe try and raise the RPM so I can get a little bit of faster time next time.
What's your time slip?
Let's see, how did I do? 11.3. Not bad.
Nice, that's pretty good.
It's a little
better times yet.
Yeah, quicker. I think I got too much wheel slip. 1700 might have been too much RPM. All right, I got an 11.4, not as fast, but we'll try and report with what the fastest time one of the other journalists have got to see if somebody can crack an 11-second run. So now that we've seen how good this car is on the drag strip, let's go see how it performs on a different kind of track, one with a bit more turns. All right, so now we're here on the racetrack at the Vegas Motor Speedway on the straightaway. Long straightaway, hard on the brakes. These Brembos are gigantic and they are freaking massive. They stop the car so well. Through the apex turn here, stick it in. The grip is phenomenal, even though this car has 760 horsepower being put down. It does it so well. I'm able to lock in on these apexes so damn well. I just mashed it out of a throttle there, out of a corner, and it still gripped. Oh, there are those brakes. Oh boy, it's so good. It's so confidence inspiring. I can go on the throttle early. I can get on the brakes late. Brakes late, oh yes. These brakes might be the best I've ever sampled. Love them so much. So quick through here. Dab of brakes through the S's. It grips unbelievably. Here comes the slowest turn on the track. Floor it out. Very little wheel slip, amazingly. Dab of brakes through here, carrying so much speed into it. Here we go. Through this turn. This is the one, the really long turn. Takes a long time to get through. Ooh, overcooked it a little bit. But here's the important part. Through here, gun it onto the straightaway. We're seeing some speeds, 120, 130. Time to brake. That's as late as I dare. Into the turn. These brakes will bail you out if you brake too late. They are phenomenal. I have never driven a Mustang. Never driven a Mustang that handles this well on the racetrack. Just so good. How? I don't know how it's putting down the power so well with 760 horsepower. I was mid-corner. I should have spun off there and I didn't. Crazy. Little too much speed there. Slowest turn again. Done it with throttle, with the turn. Oh my God. I gave it full throttle with lock on the steering wheel and it didn't kick out whatsoever. Ford has built an amazing car here. Whew. Longest turn here. Real long turn here. It understeers just a little bit. For such a big car, it gets around it though. Here we go. All right. Last lap. All right, here we go. I'm gonna take manual control now. See if that makes a difference. I've been letting the car drive in automatic mode the whole time. Oh yeah, the transmission, if I haven't mentioned this before, is phenomenal. There we go, floor it into third. Hard on the brakes. I don't feel any quicker with the manual. You might as well just let it shift itself. It's so fast anyway. It's so fast. There's no way I would be this quick with a manual. Maybe I'm not having as much fun, but you're not here. You might say that this isn't as fun without the manual, but you're not here in this car. You're not having as much fun as me. So what do you know? This car is plenty of fun without a manual. Woo-hoo-hoo. Little too much there. Woo! Little too much. I caught it. Barely. And that's what happens. The snake can bite you. All right, time to pull over and let's check out the interior. Inside, there's not going to be too much to separate a GT500 from a normal Mustang. It is still going to feel very Mustang-y on the inside. You do get some really nice Recaro seats in the front. You do get back seats unless you opt for that carbon fiber package, then you get a rear seat delete. The steering wheel is wrapped in like a nice suede, and you do get some really nice paddle shifters. And then the big thing that you'll notice, there is carbon fiber trim on the inside. That dresses it up quite a little bit, but the biggest change is instead of a normal shift knob or a manual, you have a rotating knob like you'd get on like a Ford Edge or a Ford Explorer. Works well, and you get a digital parking brake instead of that big massive handle that you normally get on a Mustang. All right, so it's time to conclude with the 2020 Shelby GT500 Mustang. Now, to sum it all up, it's still a Mustang. It's still gonna steer like a Mustang. It's still gonna feel like a Mustang on the outside, just pumped up a whole heck of a lot. Big bulging. You can notice that big rear wing out in the back, and the difference in power is imminently noticeable. And this is just a much easier Mustang to drive than any other Mustang I've driven. It's just so quick with the dual clutch. It's going to feel a little less like you're involved in the drive process, but trust me, you're going to be faster as a result. This is the king of muscle cars right now. And if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, be sure to subscribe to the Car Buzz YouTube channel and download our app on iOS and Android, where you can see all of the latest and greatest car news and reviews just like this one. Hope you've enjoyed the video. See you next time.